Welcome back to Experimental Reality. You're back with me, Luke, and of course my co-host, as always, Chayan.
What's up?
And Josh.
Yo.
Josh is still sick because it's been like an hour since we last started a podcast.
Not even an hour.
Yeah, yeah, it has since we last started.
Oh, when we started,
hour and a half since we last started.
Anyway, this is episode 2, recorded on the same day because, obviously, as you just heard in the last episode,
it's episode 5.
Episode 2 of today. Second episode today.
Episode 5.
You're confusing our
Episode
viewers.
5 overall.
Somehow we made it to 5 episodes, honestly. I was surprised we made it
Happy 5-week anniversary, everyone.
5th week anniversary.
But it's not even
longer than all my relationships. Just kidding.
Yeah, I got him. That's longer than any of my relationships because 0.
What an
any
intro.
numbers.
What an intro.
Yeah, this turned sad real, minute and a half? Nice. Good
Which
work,
is
gang.
funny because on our show notes, like the first thing we have is titled Happy Place.
Yeah. Well, we actually decided to go something else there, but
I know, but I was too lazy to change
my
the show
happy
notes.
place
Thanks.
is doing these podcasts.
wow, that's sad.
Yeah, I know.
I can think of way better things than this, but we're still here, so yeah.
Still alive.
Welcome back. This is we're busy obviously over 4th of July weekend, so we are recording again today, the same day, still in June.
I have a headache.
Chayan has a headache. He developed a headache between episodes.
I don't know how.
I have a headache now,
Hydration.
too.
We ate some ribs. Those were really good.
They were really good.
Wait, you guys, I never got ribs.
Dude,
I know
we
you
offered
told
ribs.
I know, I never went out and
They're
grabbed
probably
any.
put away now.
My bad. Well, I'll eat. I haven't eaten like all day, so
I had a muffin this morning.
I'll probably have to eat after
That's
this.
carbs.
Yeah.
Gotta cut those out.
No, I don't. I already lost like 30 pounds.
Okay.
I don't need to lose more weight.
You're beating me. I'm only at 20.
If I would lose 30 pounds,
You
I'd
got more
cease
to-
to exist.
Please. Please do.
What was that, Luke? Were you about to make a fat joke? Huh?
Maybe. I just said you have more to lose.
I mean, yeah.
Like, if I lost 100 pounds, I would die.
Yeah.
If I lost like 10 pounds, I would die.
If I lost 100
Give it a
pounds,
shot.
I'd be like
Give it a shot.
scrawny as heck.
Why are you savaging
wouldn't.
me now?
Be my size.
Yeah, I'd be your size.
But jackeder.
Yeah, I have more muscle. I don't have pencil arms. I got big biceps and triceps.
Grapefruit arms.
Luke's pencil arms.
Ugh. Not bad.
Anyways.
None of you can see that. This is great podcasting, so it's just flexing.
Off of my bicep topic.
Josh in the corner just making random comments.
Good work,
Wait,
Josh.
you were talking?
Yeah, I was talking.
Sorry, my headache.
Josh is the third wheel.
Third wheel.
You're like the Thor. I'm Captain America. You're Iron Man. He's Thor. So you're like there sometimes, but like clearly not as important as the other two.
Thank you, I guess. At least I'm the most powerful, so I can rain lightning.
Actually, I
down
can
from
just use
heaven.
your hammer.
I mean, I could just...
I mean,
Oh, that's right. That's why you picked Captain America instead of going Iron Man.
Dude, we just rewatched Captain America, the first Avenger last
Really?
night. I forgot how many callbacks there are in Endgame to it.
Yo, there's a lot.
Captain America is awesome. But Superheroes was last episode.
When's the new Endgame supposed to drop in theaters? Is it already out or?
isn't it like this.
I'm not
weekend?
going to see it.
I want to, but like on discount night and I work. So
Yeah, that's just what everyone thinks. I might go on like a Tuesday.
I think it's like the weekend right before this podcast drops.
The weekend
I don't know. You can look it
of
up.
the 4th, like the 7th.
I don't know.
Well, Spider-Man drops
Wait, Google it
the
quick.
2nd. No.
Does it?
Yeah. I'm kind of
maybe it
upset
was
because
this
I don't know
last
when I'm
one.
going to watch
The
it.
2nd's like a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Maybe it was this
wild.
last weekend.
No, the
already.
2nd is a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll have discount movie night.
I don't know.
You
I just know
I
that
bet
it's
you
not
won't.
July. I just know that it's not July 4th.
Will you Google it quick, please?
Actually, I think it was.
Thank you.
I think it's like this
You want
weekend
to Google
right
both of
now.
them, actually?
Yep.
Like,
So-
today?
Like today.
Bro.
You have to check though, because okay. So for those of you listening, it would have been like 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
But
July 2nd.
July 2nd.
July 2nd. Wow.
yeah.
It's weird.
Bro.
So they really
It's
got.
probably because they didn't want to drop it on July 4th or July 5th.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's a really weird date.
I've heard really good reviews about it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, July 2nd. What a weird day to drop it. It's Tuesday.
about
Okay,
the-
if it's discount Tuesday night, you want to go see it?
Yeah, bro.
Sweet.
I'm up for
Well,
it.
thanks for
I mean,
including me.
Josh,
need it.
Cheyenne, would you like to come see it?
So I'm gonna need
Yes,
a
but I
break.
work.
Oh, okay, so...
So I'm
Thanks
gonna
for
need a break
asking,
from
though.
working on my NASA stuff.
yeah, dude.
We should. Oh, and then we can play board games or something after. I was gonna go play board games at like 6, but we'll have to see. Maybe we can go to the movie instead. Tuesday night's my board game night. So
Okay, Avengers Endgame will return the 28th.
Told
The
you.
28th.
Yeah,
that
was
was
yesterday. Told
So
you it was this
it
weekend.
is in the theaters, and I don't think I'm going to bother going to watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see, I want to watch it. I want to go to theaters and watch it again just to help like them reach number one.
Yeah, but
Not
what
that,
is your,
like,
You realize you're helping
$13
Disney
is-
compete with Disney?
Yeah.
because they have Avatar. They own Avatar now.
Look,
but,
beating
yeah.
Avatar is just...
They didn't own Avatar though when Avatar was 1st released. They bought it now though.
So all it did was drive up the purchase price for them.
Can we just talk about how nuts Disney's getting? Like how big?
Okay,
Like,
so I think
ooh.
last year they had like 40% of the market share or something ridiculous like that. And now that they have Fox, they're probably gonna have over half of it.
That's wild.
Well, wasn't
Just Disney alone.
the whole like the system to break up monopolies? Isn't it supposed to like go into effect if they own like 3% of the entire market or something like that? Like
we gonna
some
get-
abysmal number.
No,
Are we gonna
there's
get-
no way.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Like
For everything?
I think.
Think about phone companies, though. You'd have to have... Okay, if you wanted to keep everyone at 2%, you have to have like 50 phone companies.
That's true.
There's like Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, which I think is just owned by Verizon,
I'm curious.
Plus then you
now.
do-
AT&T.
Are we gonna get
There's
into the
not that
whole
many
politics
characters.
and philosophy about monopolies and breaking them up and stuff?
Probably not, but
But yeah,
Monopoly release date. I'm
because
pretty sure
there's
it's been
a whole
out for a while,
philosophy
gang.
of do you break? You know, if
Oh, yeah,
like
antitrust laws, that's what it's called.
yeah, do you break up businesses if they're like big and they're like harming the consumer, or if they're just big and like Amazon is big and they control a large share of the market?
Right.
Do you break them up?
Some people say yes.
But
Some
they-
people say yes, but I mean, you can also say no because Amazon does a lot of good for the consumer, and they're not like direct. They're actually, I'd say, very much a net benefit for the consumer. So
well,
I mean,
and if you're the only company in your field, right?
yeah,
I don't know, is that considered...
Well,
Would
I
you need to
mean,
break that up?
They brought like 2-day shipping to kind of be the standard with like a bunch of stuff.
and now they're bringing 1-day shipping. To
Yeah.
everything, yeah.
Because
That's
like
crazy.
like Walmart like just try and compete with Amazon. Like started 2-day shipping.
And see you get that competition in the market, and that's good for the consumer.
There's too
So,
much text.
Maybe
around
just
this
Control
wiki.
F. Oh, okay.
Anyway, let's
Yeah.
move
Anyway.
so we don't get too deep into like politics and stuff.
Right.
But
So Disney does own a lot of our favorite movie series, but I guess what are you guys' favorite movie series? Let's like
Star Wars?
talking
That's too tough.
as a whole
That's too tough.
without cherry picking movies. Like if you take it all and put them in order, what would be your favorite?
I really like Star Wars as like a brand. I don't know though. It's
Movie wise.
movie wise, like the original trilogy is good.
Oh yeah.
Prequels, like the whole like universe around the prequels are good. It's just the prequels themselves are a little stale,
Yeah.
and the sequels,
No.
they're definitely a mixed bag at best.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead, Chayan.
I don't know. I want to say the Marvel movies just because that's like what I've grown up with. Like
Yeah.
I remember like being hyped for like the original, like not the original Hulk, but like the movie the Hulk before the Incredible Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being hyped for that and like excited and watching it, and now like going back and watching it, I'm like, why? But I mean, from the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man, like all the way through there, I've been through it all. I've enjoyed all of the movies except for Thor 1. I wasn't a big fan of Thor 1, but I still didn't dislike it. Like it was just kind of like the movie that I was like, I'll watch all of them except for maybe that one.
I remember watching Avengers for the first time and being just blown away.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, and then Iron Man 3, like the whole franchise is just really good. They did a great job with it. Like the callbacks, the Easter eggs throughout the entire series, everything.
So I've been a fan of Marvel since probably about 2010, so pretty early on there.
Avengers was actually the first Marvel movie I watched.
Really?
Yep.
Iron Man was the first one I watched.
Okay.
Year or two after it came out, because I would have been 8 when
Yeah.
the first Iron Man came out.
My parents wouldn't. I mean, they were a lot of them were PG-13. My parents weren't big on letting me watch PG-13 movies at age like 10.
My parents, I don't think, cared that much. They might have. I don't know.
Well,
I
my
guess I
parents
never
loved
had
me
an
more, I
issue
guess.
with it. So
Yeah, but Marvel movies like as a huge arc thing is really cool, but I feel like it'd be a little hard to watch start to finish.
I
Like a lot
mean-
of theaters before Endgames would just broadcast the entire cinematic universe, starting
Yeah.
with. I don't know if they did broadcast him in viewing order or in release order.
I do release order.
Okay, because my family is watching them in like in universe
So
timeline
order.
Captain America, then Captain
Probably
Marvel.
skipping Captain Marvel because none of us particularly liked it.
Oh, fair enough.
But
dad
yeah,
liked it, though.
we're starting with Captain America, and then we're cool. Captain
I think
America.
we talked about that. How he saw in China. Yeah.
We're going to Captain America, and then I think to Iron Man 2, Thor. We're watching them all eventually, like a week at a time. So I'll be back in college by the time they're done. But it's cool watching them in order and realizing what you missed.
Yeah.
Because, I just didn't really watch them in release order because I didn't start until they were a bunch out.
I mean, especially like with me who like grew up watching them, is like I watched Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, but like years ago. Like way back. Like I saw like clips from Iron Man 1 and from Iron Man 2 recently, and I'm like, geez. Like it's weird because it's not like the CGI and everything's like bad, but it's like it's different. It's a little bit clunkier.
I think I watched Iron Man 2 on a sleepover at your house. That was the first time I watched it.
Probably. I was obsessed with that movie for a while.
Because they feel more like actual, like, normal movies. They're not like... Because, like, Marvel has, like, its own distinct feel.
Yeah.
Like, every Marvel movie feels like Marvel. Like, the new ones, at least.
Iron Man 1... Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2 feel separated from the Marvel universe
there was
now.
no Marvel universe.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Is like... There wasn't anything. It was... They were their own movies.
And Marvel and Iron Man 2 was just a mess of plot strings.
Hey... I liked it.
I liked Iron Man 2.
Mainly just because of the suitcase.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough.
That was a cool scene.
There's a lot of cool scenes. They didn't necessarily make a good movie, but it was cool. Give me my board. That is my board. That guy's weird.
Oh, yeah. What I was going to say is, once Disney Plus comes out, my plan was to watch a movie a night for, like, a month and go through all of them. So we'll see how that works.
I think there's 23.
It'll be... Well, by then, there'll be, like, 23.
Far From Home will be
Far
out.
From Home, yeah.
Yeah, because Endgame is the 22nd, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. But, like, watching them all in order, in one, wouldn't give you a very cohesive story. Now, if you watched every movie with the same character in order, like if I watched Captain America, and then Avengers, and then Winter Soldier, and then Age of Ultron, and then Civil War, I think Ultron came before Winter Soldier.
No.
After. No, you're right, because the helicarrier was a surprise at the end. So yeah, Ultron, Winter Soldier, Ultron, Civil War. So Civil War be... What came after that? Infinity War?
Yes.
Yeah, because there was still like the Renegade Avengers.
Thor Ragnarok came, but then, yeah.
But, Cap wasn't in that.
Yeah.
And then, Infinity War and then Endgame. So, that would be a cohesive story.
Yeah.
And actually, it would be great because you
would miss some other events that would happen that necessarily didn't, like, that would affect...
Well, all the earth-shattering events for Captain America mostly happened within his own movies.
Well, that's the thing is, like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a very, very cohesive... universe, but like watching them from like start to finish, it's like, okay, you start off with Captain America, all of a sudden now you're going to Captain Marvel, who's an alien doing random stuff, and then what's next? Guardians of the Galaxy 1, or is it Iron Man?
No, it's Iron Man.
So, and then Incredible Hulk's in there somewhere because that's still technically canon.
Right. Even though they replaced all the actors except
which is
Ross.
Weird, yeah. And then, like, Iron Man 2, like, you're jumping all over the place, and it's probably not until you get, like, 8 movies in to where you finally start to really see the
It would be
collection
cool to watch it all fresh again, though.
Yeah.
In order.
It'd definitely be an experience.
Well, it's like, going back to Star Wars.
24-hour live stream.
Going back to Star Wars. Oh, boy.
Did you guys watch the Clone Wars?
Yeah.
TV show?
Not the newest season.
I watched like the first
season 6 or 7.
I don't know
because season 7's coming out on Disney Plus.
I used to watch.
I watched the first 3 seasons.
I used to watch it on like Cartoon Network.
I only watched
or
it with
wherever
you, really.
was.
So.
Oh, well, okay. So if you watch it in release order, which is the first way I watch it, because I guess I haven't seen season 7 because no one has except for like people at Lucasfilm, I guess.
Anyway.
But so I watched all of the Clone Wars, but then it's actually not in chronological order at all. So then I went back and I watched it all in chronological order, which is weird because like the very first episode in chronological order is like season 2 episode 13 or something like that.
Rookies, right?
No, Rookies.
No, Rookie. It's the one before Rookies, right?
Rookies is in season 1.
Yeah, no, but it's like the prequel to the Rookies.
No, this first episode is actually where they're like doing like a stealth mission to Ryloth because they're having the whole and so the movie actually in chronological order doesn't take place until like 3 episodes into the series. You have to watch like a couple episodes and then that movie. Speaking of which, you saw like all the crappy Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Season 1 and 2 are not the greatest. Season 3 is okay, and then after that it gets really good.
I liked it, but
Yeah, season 4, probably my favorite season. Season 5 was amazing though. And season 6 was good, except for Disney cut it short because that was when they bought them. So,
Disney ruins everything.
Yeah.
And yet most of my favorite stuff is owned by
makes
them.
it better. They ruin things and then somehow
Can't make an omelet without
it
breaking
better.
a few eggs. But okay. I feel like the perfect trilogy, right? It starts a bit slow, and then the next movie is better, and then the last movie is the best.
Hunger Games. No, I'm just kidding.
Never speak to me again.
Almost described the original trilogy for Star Wars.
Yeah, except the original trilogy is like a good movie,
an amazing
movie, and then still a good movie.
It's still an okay movie.
Like better. It's better than 4.
Yeah.
6 is.
I'd say 4 is better. 6 was good though. I like them all.
Okay.
I can't say that any of them are bad. 4 and 5 are both preserved by Congress as being like culturally significant. So
5 is the best though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything wrong with 5? Like 5 is like the most flawless movie ever.
The animations and stuff is
Okay.
a little bit
Yes,
aged.
The 70s.
It was
I know. Okay.
1980.
Okay. I'm sorry, but like this is my personal opinion, and I'll probably get some hate from you guys. But if there was any way to preserve like the actors and just everything about the movie except just update the like animations and like the
George
ship
Lucas.
battle, like I would love that so much. Like I know it's not
I get
like
what you're
possible,
saying.
but like just update some of the animations and stuff because
The CGI.
yeah,
That was the
CGI
best
and
part of
everything.
episode 7, I think, was the fact that it just looks
Yeah,
gorgeous.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I will concede that would be right, but it's impossible, and
Yeah.
so
And then you get into the whole thing
Sadly.
of adding scenes or whatever, which George Lucas went back and did in the special editions.
Han shot first.
Yes. Can we just agree? Han
definitely shot first. Anyway, but yeah,
Whoa.
Star
We're
Wars.
getting a little political here.
Star Wars standard trilogy is the first one is probably I would say the worst in
We're
my
talking A
opinion.
New Hope.
Yeah, A New Hope is the worst
Okay.
out of the 3, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Out of the
good
3,
movie,
not
though.
bad. Still a good movie, but The New Hope is the worst out of the 3. Empire Strikes Back is the best, and then Return of the Jedi is like in the middle, which is okay. But the perfect trilogy is an exponential curve. It just gets better and better as it goes on. Thoughts?
Yeah, that's
Obviously, The Hunger Games just deteriorates as it goes on,
that's fair.
and
So then you're like describing the prequels because the prequels started off crappy and by the end they were actually all right. They had an exponential curve
I don't know.
up.
Episode 3 was.
technically yes, but it's a very flat exponential curve.
Anyway.
So, with that in mind, I'd like to posit that the perfect trilogy is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Because the first movie is good.
I knew you were gonna go there too.
Oh,
That's
of
why
course you
I
did.
threw out the
I'm a
Hunger Games
huge
to
Lord
try
of the
and throw
Rings
you
mark.
off.
I love Lord of the Rings so much. My favorite
about The
movie series
Hobbit?
ever. It was alright. They added too much. Should have been 2 movies or 1 movie.
And I think they went overboard with the CGI because they're like, oh,
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah.
Just because you can doesn't
That
mean
would be
you
my
should.
fear if they remade the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
They would just go overboard with the CGI and be like, haha, look at all this.
I just like The Hobbit because of all of the videos of I just forgot his name. Doctor Strange.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Doing the face mapping for Smaug.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful clips.
I have no problems with any of the casting for The Hobbit. But, like, good heavens, too many movies.
It should have been
You
one.
did not need to... Even 2. You could have done 2.
I think, okay, part 1 and part 2. But 3 was just, like, Battle of 5 Armies just, it felt so dragged out. The
That
entire
was-
It was
That
like,
was
it
only
was
like
like
a chapter,
20 pages
wasn't
of
it?
the book.
Yeah.
Like, I understand they did bring in stuff from his notes, but it was just, there was not, I didn't feel like there was enough
Okay,
content
did they?
there. Yeah,
Wow.
they brought in, well, and there's, if you read The Hobbit, there's a lot of things that are in the movies that
He gets-
are not in the book.
Well, he also gets knocked out, like, shortly into the fight,
yeah.
which is
So.
kind of funny. Like, that wouldn't be a very satisfying movie if you just knocked out and then wakes up at the end. Like, I get that they had to have a fight, kind of.
Just Yeah.
You could have done it in 2 movies. Cut the Legolas part. He was not in the book. He doesn't need to be in the movies. You don't need to add Tariel the elf, and just stay true to Tolkien's works.
But I didn't think overall they were bad movies.
No, I didn't
they were
either.
all right.
They were just overbooked.
It's just when I think, and you can argue that the same for the prequels too. It's just when compared to like the Hobbit movies compared to like they're the prequels because they're also prequels.
Mm-hmm.
But when you compare it to the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, which is about as flawless of a trilogy as you can get, they just pale in comparison. Same with like Star Wars, like the Star Wars original trilogy, about as flawless as you can get. Like, it's really good. Like, I mean, sure, you can pick out flaws in Lord of the Rings. You can pick out flaws, but really good.
Yeah.
And then the prequels, like, are maybe average.
Yeah.
So they're not, like...
But they just get hate by comparison.
They get hate because they're not as good, yeah. And as I said, like, I think the Star Wars prequels, like, gave us the Clone Wars, which, first of all, I think the Clone Wars might have some of the best storytelling in all of Star Wars.
I mean,
Original
you can tell
trilogy
better
included.
stories in TV just because you can do it long form.
Yeah. But and I think at universe building, it was a lot of the dialogue and just stale acting and that sort of thing. So,
sorry, Hayden Christensen, but you suck.
although there are theories that he did play like it perfectly, it's just how George Lucas wrote the character and stuff.
That's fair.
So it's not necessarily
It's
it's whether you hate the actor or the movie, because sometimes it's not the actor, it's just how the script is written. Yeah.
I like to call it the Kristen Stewart theorem, because Kristen Stewart in Twilight is flat and uninteresting, just like the character in the books, and she's actually really good in other movies. So could be.
Also, Charlie's Angels. She's in that.
The new one.
She's got a new haircut, short hair.
I haven't seen the trailer.
The
for
trailer
it yet, but...
dropped yesterday.
Okay,
I think.
I'll have to check it out.
It looks interesting.
Yeah. How about movies that don't need sequels, that should just stand alone forever?
Star Wars.
Iron Man.
The first Lord of the Rings movie.
The first Marvel movie.
Back to the Future.
We don't need this.
Back to the Future. That's true.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, self-contained.
And honestly, even like, I felt like the original 6 movies for Star Wars were fine. Like, I was fine with Disney making more movies. I wasn't too keen on them continuing the mainline saga.
That's fair. Okay, but like, I'm talking single movies that are single and don't need a sequel.
Oh, okay.
Don't need it. Okay, so they are by themselves. Don't need a sequel. Great Gatsby.
Fair enough. I don't know where you'd go from there.
I don't know where you'd go either, but
yeah, okay, makes sense.
really good.
Someone in
standalone.
Hollywood would find a way, though.
Yeah, for sure.
The Great Gatsby 2.
Not at all about Gatsby, because spoiler alert, he's dead.
dies. If you don't like the spoilers, the book's been out for like 70 years.
Yeah.
Get a grip.
Isn't it older than that now?
I don't know.
It's probably like 70 years.
What about you?
Shoot.
I'm
do you
trying to think of a movie that doesn't really need a sequel.
John Wick. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey.
Fully.
I actually haven't seen the third one.
I haven't seen any of them. I've just seen clips from them. I want to watch them, but like, I haven't got my hands on them yet.
I'm trying to think of a good single movie that just doesn't need...
Hunger Games.
The Martian.
guess.
The Martian.
The
Martian?
Martian. Yeah.
That was a flawless movie.
It's pretty well self-contained too. I mean, he gets rescued at the end. Spoiler. alert.
Interstellar.
Interstellar is one of my favorite space movies of all time.
So good.
Actually, speaking of astronauts, did you guys hear the news this week?
Nope, because I was off.
I work.
Okay.
I was off the grid.
One of the astronauts on Apollo 16, which way back, okay, like the 70s,
Okay.
he told a story in an interview or news conference or something about when he was on the moon. He was like, okay, they had to go back, right, to the rover. He's like, before I do that, I'm going to try something. He's like, what he called Moon Olympics, stuff that you can't do on Earth.
Okay.
He's like, I'm going to try to high jump as high as I can. And so he just springs as high as he can, and he forgot his backpack weighs about as much as he does.
Okay.
And he comes crashing down to the ground, back on his backpack,
Oh no.
which contains all of the
Yep.
materials and machinery keeping him alive on the
Yep.
moon.
Oof.
And he was like, I think this is it. And then nothing broke. So he got back up and went back to the rover.
Oh, man.
So that leads me to ask, what stupid mistakes have you guys made that could have ended much worse than they actually
So many.
did?
So many throughout my
Starting this
life.
podcast.
Oh man.
Starting this podcast. Yeah, but that wouldn't result in your own, like, death.
Okay, fair enough. Doing 4th of July
so
with you.
many decisions.
Yeah, that could have gone poorly.
Having that rocket flyer.
But that wasn't really a poor decision. It had a potentially poor outcome, but it wasn't a bad idea.
Buying those rockets to begin with.
Climbing that silo.
That was a great decision.
That could have gone so
Wait,
much.
it
That could
could've.
have gone so
What's the
poorly.
story?
Those bars could have.
It's on my YouTube channel.
It is.
Chayan on YouTube. There's a
dox
vlog.
yourself.
That you haven't posted anything on in like years.
No, I haven't posted anything for like the past year, but
So-
there's a vlog where we climb up on a silo in a park.
Yeah.
And we,
Abandoned
like-
silo,
yeah,
by the way.
and
Probably
we-
not structurally sound.
And we it was like made of concrete, and we we had to essentially like vault ourselves up to be able to grab the ladder because it was like
The
what,
bottom,
like,
like 8 feet of the ladder is covered
Yeah.
in plywood and barbed wire.
Yeah, and so we had to like vault ourselves up and grab it, and then like use our upper body strength to get up to where we could use our feet and then climb up. And I climbed up there and got some footage, and Luke went
Climbed
up
up
there.
and got some pictures.
Yeah.
It was not a great plan in retrospect. Like, those bars could have been super loose and we just fall.
Well, I mean, if they were, it would have been like, what, 8 feet up when we would have
If
found
the first
out.
bar was.
Well, yeah.
If the top bar was, then...
Dude, okay, this is like I said, a lot of my decisions in life are like this.
Bad decisions that could have killed us, but didn't. I don't know. What do you think, Josh? You have any good
I'm trying to think of something.
bad decisions you've made that could have resulted in... Could have gone much worse? Doesn't have to be necessarily death. Do you remember at church camp when that guy dropped the girl's camera
Yep.
down in the canyon?
Yep. That was fun.
And
That was a good
you
adventure.
climbed down to go get it.
Yep. Yep. That was...
You want to elaborate on that a little more?
Oh, I got a story
Um,
after this though. All right.
So at church camp,
It was
way
neither
back
of us that
when-
dropped the camera.
Way back
We're
when
smarter
it
than
was,
that.
it was we met a guy and this girl at camp, and we were like hanging out, and she had her camera and she was like taking pictures or whatever, and the one dude, I don't know if he had it or if she had it when it fell, but it fell off this.
No,
cliff.
he had it. He was
He
swinging
had
it
it?
on the strap.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then he accidentally let it loose.
And then it slipped out of his hand and then fell off this like cliffside.
Probably like 40 feet.
Yeah, down and like clattered on some rocks or whatever, and we were like, well, shoot, what do we do now? And so we kind of like
We knew the
looked
camera
around.
was a total loss. But
Yeah.
we just wanted to get like the memory card back.
Yeah, and so we're like,
Maybe
well,
not
let's see if there's like a way that we could like climb down the rocks or something. Maybe that there's like a way around or something. And we end up finding this kind of like sketchy stairway that goes down to like kind of a rock wall that you could climb down. We climbed down, and when we were down there, like, we found the camera, but like just a little bit away there was like a little hole, and as we got like closer we heard like a rattling, and we're like, oh shoot, we should go. And we like looked over and we saw a snake there where we heard the rattling come from, and so we like booked it and like we like chucked a rock at it quick and like got back up. But
you got the memory card.
Yeah, we got the camera.
Mm-hmm. It was a total loss, but we got this memory card this fun.
Yeah. But
Okay, I have a story
that
though.
was wild.
So this was back
Yeah.
when I was in Thailand.
Church camps are wild.
Church games are wild.
Stop me if I have told this on the podcast, but
Okay.
I don't think I've really talked about my trip in Thailand. Did I?
I
No.
didn't know you went to Thailand.
Oh well, okay. I turned 13 in Thailand.
Oh.
I actually had my 13th birthday there.
This was while you were part... This is like
When I lived
a
in
side
China.
trip when you lived in China.
And this is when I lived in China. They have this big like festival for like 6 weeks, so like a month and a half or whatever, called Spring Festival. It's like our Christmas sort of, where they get a ton of time off, but it's even like bigger than our Christmas.
Okay.
But anyway, we were in Thailand and we were going caving, and there's this one cave that we were going through, and it has a I can't really show you guys, but I guess I'll try to describe it. It had a passage probably about 3 feet tall by about 3 feet, and it was filled about halfway up with water. And we got hard hats, and we crawled in through here, and it was probably a good block or two. It was a good like 20 minutes just like crawling through this, just a little space for your head to breathe. Otherwise, it was filled up with water the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And there was about a dozen of us or so crawling through. And after we crawled through, as I said, it took us 15, 20 minutes or whatever. We crawled through, and it opened up in this big area, and there's this giant waterfall. And in front of the waterfall, though, there was just a little space, maybe about a foot, so that water could go underneath of it. And there was just a big wooden fence. And it said, do not like come to the edge. You're gonna like for safety reasons or whatever. So we walked because I don't know how to describe it. There's like this.
How did they get the wood in there?
They probably floated
brought
it down through
brought
or
it by
something.
planks.
I don't know.
And then
guess.
constructed it.
But anyway, basically, if you walk in, think of it like a small room, and then it just drops like 50 feet. But there's like this little platform where there's like a rock wall that like naturally like has been formed with like some rock area with like a stream going down through the middle, and there's just a wooden fence there. Anyway, so that's all there. It's really super cool in there, super bright. And if I remember right, there was like a little tiny hole in the ceiling that was letting some sunlight through, and we had lamps or whatever. Super cool thing, very beautiful. Anyway, so we crawl back out, so we spend some time in there, refreshing and stuff, because it was a tiring crawl. And we crawl back out, and we asked the guy, like, why is there like this, like, this gate here so that we can't go down the waterfall? And our tour guide, he's Thai, doesn't speak much English, speaks enough to get by. He sits us down and he says, "Big man," and I can't really gesture because you guys can't see it, but you guys can see it. He says, "Big man, walk up to waterfall. Look over. Wee sploosh."
Oh no!
Yeah, that was literally his story. But like, that is hilarious and like terrible at the same time.
First of all, I hate caves.
Really?
I will never go.
Claustrophobic?
No, but
Okay.
I have read enough. If I'm in a closet or something, that doesn't bother me. I have read enough stories about people getting stuck in caves and just dying there that I will not go in any cave I cannot walk through.
Oh, I have more cave stories if you want to hear them.
But
anyways, going back to that story. So then the owner had to go in there, climb all the way down this like really steep rock thing. This guy's like 6.5 feet too, like 250 pounds, so really big, heavy guy. Climb all the way back up with his carcass so that they could like bury it, like send it back to his family and bury it. Yeah. But anyway, another cool thing, we were in a different cave and there's these giant balls of spiders.
It says another cool thing after telling that story.
Sorry, like
What's neat?
Josh is more heartless than
not
Luke.
that death
Confirmed.
is cool.
Josh just loved the death waterfall.
No. I just another side note. In some of these caves, there'd be like these balls of spiders that are like the size of our heads, like like head size. You just like poke them, they just like poof, just explode out with spiders, and there'd be like thousands of spiders everywhere.
No, thank you.
Really cool.
No, thank you. I had a nightmare where something similar to that. It was when I was younger, and for some reason, the way that the nightmare went, and it's like one of my most memorable nightmares. I was for some reason, I was at like one of those parks and like playgrounds, and there was like this random ball sitting on top of like one of these like towers, and in my dream or nightmare or whatever, I like went over and like poked it because it was just like this fuzzy ball, and it was literally that, and I don't know where that like got ingrained in my head that happens, but it's the exact same thing, and it like freaking went everywhere. I'm not scared of spiders, but like,
there's like 10,000.
Yeah, like that's just like oof. No, thank you.
Wow, that's lovely. Okay. Another thing I hate,
Luke,
but not as much as I hate caves. Deep underwater, stuff like that.
Oh, dude. Ocean, wide open ocean. Oh, no, thank you. Subnautica.
Playing Subnautica
Oof.
was rough, especially because there's caves under the ocean.
Underwater?
That's just combining, because like so many people have died cave diving. So many people. And I don't know. I could maybe do diving. I could never ever do cave diving.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, with the ocean, like playing Subnautica, like Subnautica has VR, which I really want to try, but at the same time, I don't, because like I already, like the first time I loaded up, I am afraid of open ocean, 100%. And like when you load into Subnautica, like the first little bit, you've got really shallow waters, but when you're on top, it's just, it looks crazy. So like you go underwater, and then as soon as like night hits, like I knew nothing about the game. I was having like anxiety problems just with like the first night in the shallow area. So I like to like actually fully explore everything, I had to go into like the creative mode and just have like free reign of stuff, because otherwise I got too anxious with everything. No. Like
I own Subnautica. I haven't played it though.
Play it. My brother it's an experience.
My brother beat it. I've played like the first like 10 minutes.
Okay, I've been a couple hours in, and then I haven't played in a while. But yeah. Speaking of which, they actually, I don't know if you guys heard about this or not. They found a completely untouched shipwreck near Cyprus, which is in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know where Cyprus.
It's a Roman galley loaded with pots. I can't remember what the Roman term for the pots is.
Pot.
Thanks, Josh. That's really helpful. You're a real linguist.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But it starts with an A. Or Greek pots. I can't remember.
Antiques.
No. Anyway, some fancy like untouched Greek pots in the ocean, which makes me wonder like how much else is out there on the ocean floor
Oh, a lot.
that
Like,
we'll
what's-
just never.
My grandpa's
see.
ashes.
What's the statistic?
What?
I just
Okay.
got weird looks. from both of them.
What's the statistic on like how much of our own ocean?
3%.
Like, it's we know more about like
space?
than we do our own ocean.
Well, how much of space have we like?
Not 3%. Not 3%. No way. 3%.
No, I mean obviously not, but
But we know.
at least our local space.
Yeah, our local spatial environment. I don't know.
Right.
But like the ocean, it's expansive. There's tons of stuff. I mean, that was the form of travel. I mean, it's still a form of travel, but like that was like the form of travel for who knows how long. Well, we know how long,
Look it up.
There's so many things that could have went wrong in all of those that we like just never would have heard of.
Shipwreck. Before
I mean,
before
even
we started
airplanes.
keeping track of. I mean,
Speaking of airplanes, whatever happened to that one flight?
Flight 370.
Yeah.
Pilot crashed it on purpose.
Oh, nice.
Now you know.
Cool.
Nice.
They found out.
Oh.
He did it on purpose.
When did that happen?
It's been coming out slowly over the past however long since it
okay.
crashed, but he turned the plane and just went the complete opposite direction,
Oh.
and then brought it down into the sea at the proper angle, so there's basically no debris.
Huh.
So,
Why he do that? Do they know the
Why
motive?
do murderers
because he
kill
was
people?
sad, I don't know, crazy,
I don't know.
something. Yeah. So that's fun.
Interesting.
But yeah, there's
Ocean's
definitely
bizarre.
planes in the ocean. There's boats. There's like even like our local lakes.
Animals.
Probably, I mean, yeah. But like even in our local lakes, it makes you kind of wonder. Like, wonder what's down there.
Well, in our lake, there's like it used to be a lot deeper than it is now, and now it's like like 6
Still
feet
just
of just
filling in.
yeah.
It's like only 15 feet deep at its deepest right now.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah, it used to be more. Isn't it like 6 feet that it's been filled up?
Something like
Slowly.
that. Mhm. Eventually, it'll just all be land.
Yeah.
Then what?
Um,
Real estate. I'm gonna buy the rights to the.
Looks like free real estate.
But the lake that was by the church camp I worked at is like 40 feet deep, or 50 feet deep. Like you could jump in. Like if you jump off a boat in the middle of our lake and you point yourself right, you'll hit the bottom.
Yeah, you'll hit the bottom easy.
And then, see, I always wondered, like, imagine just like, you know, like it freezes over in the winter, right? Ice fishing and stuff. Imagine like jumping in the lake and just getting down there and it's like a truck, just pushing off the top of a truck.
how about the Aerial Sea?
That would like sketch
The
me
what?
out.
The Aerial Sea just disappearing, and there's just boats sitting in the middle of this desert.
Oh right, yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. It's like an anti-lake.
Speaking of like deep lakes, when I went on my Montana trip, another shout out to my YouTube channel. There's great vlogs from that. If you ever want to check out that area, beautiful, beautiful area. We rented a cabin right next to this lake, and we got a paddleboard and a blow up paddleboard, and we would go out like every morning or afternoon. We'd paddleboard around, and the water was like crystal clear. But once you got like 30 feet out from the edge, essentially it was like a cliffside that dropped off. And so it went from being like absolutely crystal clear to just like dark blue. And so like taking the paddleboard out one day, it was like really calm. So there were like no waves or anything. And it was really, really clear. And I paddleboarded out around, and you could see like right where the cliff face was, like all rocky and stuff, and you were actually able to see like trunks of trees leaning up against the wall,
Like
the rock
way
wall.
down there?
Yeah, like way down, like to the point where like you could tell and you could follow it just into the abyss. It was cool, but
So,
like
how long have those trees been down there?
I don't know.
You have to assume it's something glacier related, right?
Yeah, I'd assume we were like right outside Glacier National Park.
Glacier
so.
gets stuck and then just melts.
Yeah, like, but it was like the most bizarre
wild.
thing because like, I mean, we were able to stand in the water. Like the water slowly got deeper because it was like, 2 feet deep, and then like slowly got to about 5-6 feet deep towards the end of like the dock that we had, and then it stayed that way a little bit, and then it was just a sheer just cliff, and it was so bizarre to be able to actually like look through there like glass and see this. Like it was so cool.
See, that is the one thing. Like, I hate water, but it would be so cool to just like dive down there and check that out. See, the problem, it makes you wonder if there's like dead bodies in the lake.
Well, it's like, see, the ocean is just like, I have the same fear about the ocean, like diving. Like, I think it'd be really cool to dive in there, but like you're tethered to oxygen, like. There's so many things that could go wrong. That's the equal reason why I'm like fascinated and terrified with space.
Yeah.
Because like space, like one wrong move, if you're like out working on a satellite and you're not tethered or something goes wrong.
You've seen Gravity, right?
Yeah, gravity, like you're gone. Like there's nothing, and it's not like, oh well, you can hit something and push off. It's like you're just in an infinite abyss.
Yep, bye.
Yeah, like, oh,
at that
man.
point, it's probably just better to smash your face mask in so you don't have to slowly die.
Like, oh man,
that's horrifying.
Yeah. Welcome to the experimental reality
Your Fears,
horror
the podcast.
I have a question for you boys. This is off topic, but do you guys ever just zone out during the podcast and then come back later and listen to it and be like, I did not hear that because
because I am devoted 100% to this podcast.
Oh, my bad. I was
Wait,
literally...
did you just say me too?
To you.
Oh, okay.
You're devoted to Chayan?
Yeah, we're married, actually.
Whoa, hold on. I don't remember signing anything.
Oh.
Dude, that's what happens when you zone out during the marriage.
Fair enough.
No, because I don't know, sometimes I'll like zone out just for like a minute or two and I'll like come back later and listen
we're on
to
like 5 topics down.
Well, no, like I'll come back and listen to the podcast later and be like, I don't remember him saying that.
Yeah.
Because like right now I was just thinking about muffins while you were talking about deep space.
Wow, who's the fat one out of us? Still me.
Mostly because I haven't
buddy.
eaten and it's way past lunch.
Okay. But like, there's such cool things into the ocean, right? Especially over in Europe. Because they have just more history there.
Yeah.
Or they built closer to the ocean during the history there. There's like entire cities swallowed up by the water and, you know, wreckage of ancient Roman boats. And I mean, there's still like shipwrecks around. Like, would you go shipwreck diving if you were in the Caribbean?
I don't know.
Because it's like, people have done it those same wrecks before. You know they're safe.
Yeah.
It'd be eerie.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about, like, doing it like a shipwreck dive, because, like, if you know the history behind it, like, it's one thing to be like, wow, this is really cool, but, like, if you know the actual history, like, if it was possible to, like, shipwreck dive, like, the Titanic, like, that would be eerie.
Did they have, like, a new Titanic sailing in a couple of years?
I'm sure that'll go well.
They're gonna head straight for the icebergs. Well, they need a sequel, duh.
It's just so Hollywood can make a sequel. That's all it is.
But in all seriousness, though, like, don't you think that'd be like really sketchy though? Because like, you know, a lot of people died with it. Like, you know the history behind it.
Oh yeah, that'd be horrible.
Like swimming through like the hull,
spooky.
like
And there's no bodies left.
Well, no, but like if you got to like go
eaten by fish,
go through like the halls and like if you got to see like old dresser or something that's like collected.
Don't say dust.
No, I was gonna say moss, but
that also.
Yeah,
nothing really grows on
I know, that's what I was thinking. Like, that's why I like stopped.
At that depth, nothing really grows.
Yeah. But like, that'd be creepy. Because I mean, it's one thing if like an old Viking ship or something, because it's like, oh, this is just really cool. Like, yeah, people probably died, but years and years ago.
It's like the Titanic.
Yeah, like, you know.
Or the Lusitania or something.
Yeah.
Because people definitely died in both of those.
Correct.
So speaking of shipwrecks and stuff, have you guys ever wanted to go on a cruise before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever went on a cruise before?
No.
Okay.
Where's this going?
I'm poor, bro.
I don't know. I just
okay.
like, we were talking about ships and stuff and like how like they crash and stuff, and I'm like, well,
I mean, there's the whole Costa Concordia thing.
Yeah. I would love to go on a cruise.
Nice.
Dude,
What-
Sweet Life on Deck was my show. That was my show, dude.
What if we just all decide just to abandon life and go live on a cruise ship and then do our podcast from the cruise ship?
I mean, we'd be rich.
It'd be
Well, we'd
cool.
have to be rich,
Yeah, we'd have
but
to be
Rich.
that'd be really cool. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? There's a band that I really liked, and they broke up, and now they're doing like a reunion
The
cruise.
Beatles.
No, it's called DC Talk, and they're doing a reunion cruise.
Oh.
And they're like reuniting on a cruise ship and performing concerts and stuff.
Interesting.
And then I assume they're just going back. They're going their separate ways when they get back.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there was somebody who like wreck dived the Costa Concordia while they were still like recording it.
Wait, what's
like-
the coaster?
That was that big cruise ship that sank like off the coast of port.
Oh.
Wasn't it like right off?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He swam out to it, and then explored. Then got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha.
It's trespassing.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, but some of the pictures he took were really cool.
So, I know
So
it's pretty hot outside, guys.
speaking of water, I'm going out in the lake later, and this was not the
Hopefully.
best way to
That was-
prepare myself for that.
Yeah, that was kind of a bad... That was like my kind of segues from like episode 3. Yeah.
Shut up.
Anyway, what do you guys
So
do?
yeah,
when
what do
it's
you guys
hot
do?
outside?
It's really really hot
It's
here.
swell.
It's like
Altering.
what? It's like 90 degrees?
Yeah,
Like,
90
above
approaching
90?
95 degrees today.
It's pretty humid.
I sit in my car with the AC running, which burns a lot of gas, but it feels nice at work.
I suppose it's hot in your building.
Well, yeah, because like, okay, so where I work, they have the AC on in the break room until like 5 o'clock, then they turn it off, and it's such. I don't understand whose idea it was, because it's like there's still us working. It doesn't get that
Only
cold at
day
night.
shift gets AC.
Like when you walk in, like you get there and you like put your lunch in the fridge and you're like, man, it feels really nice in here. Then you walk out and you go to like grab your lunch on break and you're like, why is it just as hot in here? Please just
Plus,
leave
then the AC
on.
has to like catch up again in the morning. Like, I don't know. Where I work in maintenance, so the floor obviously isn't air conditioned because that would be like impossible with all the furnaces we got. But our maintenance room at least is.
Yep.
That's that's air conditioned all.
Because you're spoiled.
Because we're spoiled. We don't get to spend much time in the maintenance room though. Like a little bit of time, except for our supervisor, because he's in there like typing on his computer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like most,
Whatever supervisors do.
Whatever.
Yeah,
supervisors
I'm not
do.
really sure.
they don't like.
I've never been a supervisor, so I don't know.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
I work in an air-conditioned office. I
Yeah,
have
it
a
must be
desk
nice.
job. It's pretty great.
Yeah,
Sometimes I get up
that's-
from my desk and go play ping pong with the other interns.
That's why I
Are
want
you
to go get my
serious?
engineering
Yeah.
degree, so I can get a desk job.
I want to work where you work.
We have openings. You just won't get paid as well. Actually, you might.
What openings
you
do
went-
you have?
You'd
Let's
be like-
talk about new
Let's
job
talk about this
opportunities.
after the show. We
Um,
can talk about this. But yeah, like we're going out on the lake. We own a jet ski. We live pretty
When
close
did you
to our
get the
lake.
jet ski? Because when you like,
Last summer.
okay, because like when you asked me if I wanted to come out and like go on the jet ski with you, I'm like, you guys own a jet ski? What?
We got it last summer.
Okay.
Are you
yeah.
just doing that today?
Yeah, well, like immediate. They're already out.
Oh, dope.
I'm going home to grab my swim trunks, changing, driving to the park they're at, and
I should be joining you at some point.
I really
Mainly
need
just
do
because
my
I want to
master's.
drive around on a jet
it's up
ski.
to you.
We'll see.
I can give you a ride
Yeah, okay.
because I'll literally be driving. Past
Oh yeah,
your
you'll be
house.
here for a couple
Yeah.
more hours still.
So
Maybe I'll go home and do my NASA stuff and then chill at the lake. Just I've been at the lake all week because of camp.
Yeah, and like even if you guys don't want a tube, you're still welcome to come chill at the lake.
yeah, I love hanging out at the lake. Like that's
We
one
have,
thing that I
we
love
have,
doing. Do you have one of those lily pad things? Oh,
I don't know if they brought it or not. Because we're at a public park.
Well, can we pick it up?
Yeah.
I like what we're talking about, like.
Yeah, sorry.
talking about
We're
the
making
future.
plans for after the podcast. We're not
On the podcast.
on the podcast, but yeah, like
This is how we beat the heat.
This
we
is the
talk
first,
about beating
we talk
the heat.
about beating the heat. This is
go
the first
swimming.
time we've been out to the lake this summer, but we went a lot last summer, and now that we're less busy and we've gotten a lot of the stuff around the house done, plus it hasn't been that hot up until lately.
No, it really hasn't.
There's
So-
like 1 week there that was like hotter than.
And then it just went away, and you're
Yeah.
like, what? Okay.
Well, the humidity has been getting kind of steadily worse.
Yeah. But yeah, so we hopefully will be on the lake more often from here on out. Jet ski is a great investment we had a motorboat, and we were like, this isn't that fun. Because it wasn't, like, an expensive one. Mm-hmm. It was, like, a cheap, like, fishing boat, basically.
Yeah.
And we're
we
like,
have a nice
this
boat.
kind of sucks, so we sold it and bought a jet ski.
I really need to get my dad to, like, teach me, like, actually properly teach me how to, like, back the boat in and, like...
Is it, like, a nice boat?
Stuff. Yeah, I mean, I can show you after we get done.
I'm sure you've
been
seen it before
on
and
it.
just ignored it.
Pretty sure you've been on it before.
Yeah, I think...
Like, years ago.
Did you and your dad and me and my dad went fishing, right?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Okay.
Like, years and
I
years
have,
ago.
like, a half a memory. But, yeah.
Half a memory.
Lake is fun. We have a bunch of popsicles in the freezer. We always keep our freezer pretty well stocked.
Sounds
with
like
popsicles.
unhealthy. Just sounds like unhealthy.
Dude, popsicles have like 30 calories. It's
But-
mostly
Like
just
you talking
water.
like the freezies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not like the ice cream fudge bars
Yeah.
or whatever. Just the frozen water, sugar, and food
If
coloring.
I wanted a healthy popsicle, I'd just freeze a water bottle.
I mean, okay.
Okay. Weird flex, but okay.
Luke, Jinx, you owe me a soda. Or how
Stop.
that works.
You have to count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Stop.
6. Okay. 7, 8, 9,
Force
10.
field.
Teleporting nuke.
That was mine!
I know. I saw
Smaller
it.
force field around the teleporting nuke.
Another teleporting nuke inside this one. Outside.
Okay,
this
no,
one.
you already said it.
Anyway,
Me and Cheyenne have like the dumbest series of games going back to when we were kids.
We've been running the same stuff because I'm a sore loser and I always have been.
So am I.
Way
Actually,
Way
I like to
back
follow
when.
the rules.
loosely. Way back in childhood, like we would always jinx each other because like we were just always on the same wavelength.
For sure.
So I would always get him on jinx. And there was like this thing where you would say jinx 1, 2, 3, 4 until you get up to 10.
Yeah, it's count to 10.
And then the other person would have to say stop, and if they said stop before 10, they wouldn't owe you a soda. And so I would be a sore loser because he'd say stop, and he would do it to me, and I'd be like, you know what, brick wall. And then he would be like, well, TNT. And so we just had this back and forth, and
Yeah.
it slowly evolved through the years. Like, I think like 3 years ago was the last time we did it, and the almighty stop to everything was force field. And then now we recently came up with like teleporting
nuke that teleports inside
TARDIS,
your force field.
Black hole. Like there's
This
just
yeah.
It's just it keeps evolving.
It's just turning into the plot of an action movie at this point.
Jinx the action.
Jinx the movie.
I mean,
Coming
they-
to
Just
you.
one.
They made Tag. They can make Jinx now.
Oh yes,
They did
dude.
make Tag.
They did
They made
make
Tag.
That was based on a true story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's gonna play us though?
Us. We can just star in our
Us
own
the movie.
Us the movie. Oh, wait, they made
No,
that
it'd
one
be
too.
Jinx. It'd be
We wait
Jinx.
no. Late show has rights to that.
Them.
Them.
I'd just be a cameo though, because like I wasn't really involved in this, so.
We could bring back the cookie yummy cookie song.
Yeah, cookie, yummy cookie. Well, no, because the thing is, like, Luke and Cheyenne were good friends growing up. Luke and I were good friends growing up. Cheyenne, we hung out occasionally.
Yeah.
Despite living closest to each other out of all of us.
We never really, we hung out, like, maybe a couple times a year. Was
Yeah.
about it. So, I mean, I don't know. We don't have as many, like, things together as Luke has with Cheyenne and Luke has with me, so.
I'm the glue.
You're the glue.
Or the
that
anchor.
holds this
That keeps
podcast
us from
together.
going too far.
No. You
No, that
help
keeps us
us.
from going anywhere.
You're the anchor, but every now and then you'll throw yourself with us. Be like, we'll just go a little bit further.
Just yeet. Anyway.
Well,
Well, we should
wrap it up.
plug in our Twitter and stuff
Oh
before
yeah,
we wrap up.
I forgot. You realize it's in the closing
Oh,
spiel,
is it?
right? Yeah.
Well, is it?
Yeah, you always zone out when I'm doing the closing
Oh,
credits,
well.
but it's all in there.
Just remember, guys, give us 5 stars on like
Yeah.
iTunes.
Or
and
give
stuff.
us 4. I mean,
Yeah, 4
4 or
stars.
5. I mean, I'm
Just
pretty
leave
okay.
some comments, retweet stuff on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like this
Get
all
in
really
touch with
helps
us.
out the
we love,
podcast.
We
Like-
love listener engagement. We
Yep.
love if you gave us some more stuff to argue or discuss, favorite movie series,
If-
stuff like
If
that.
love
you have
talking to you
tips
guys.
for us on like how you think we can improve, or
Yeah, for sure.
If you have stuff that you absolutely hate, just leave it in the
the
comments.
podcast.
Yeah.
We love the feedback.
I'm not going anywhere, guys. No matter how much hate mail I get. So.
Yeah, no. Jason, could please stop writing to get us to fire Josh for harassment.
Yeah. I mean,
His name is on the lease, so we can't. The lease of the microphone.
Wait, I bought the microphone like a year ago.
Just let me make a joke in peace.
No.
So if you
yeah.
like the podcast, tell a friend. If you didn't like the podcast, as always, tell an enemy so they can suffer along with you.
So yeah.
With all that in mind, thank you for listening to Experimental Reality. We'll be back next week with more experimental content. Experimental Reality is executive produced by me, Luke. Our multimedia coordinator is Cheyenne. General manager is Josh. Music provided by our good friend Jason. You can find us at Experimental Reality on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, Google Play Music, and Podbean. If you want to get in touch with us, email at us experimentalrealitypodcast@gmail.com or connect with us on Twitter at experimentalre1. Thank you once again for spending time with us. We hope to hear from you soon, and we'll catch you next week in this experimental reality. Cave diving sucks.